But you said something very interesting earlier on about your transition from journalism away from your famous role walking along the coastlines of the world. And you said that ultimately both journalism and archaeology are trying to understand the people and why they did something. You know, we're literally picking through debris. Is that still true of journalism, or has journalism become something else today?
Well, I think that's an answer in two parts. Most of the people who have the microphone at the moment, so to speak, or who are writing in the long-established newspaper titles, are not working as journalists at the moment. I think that's an undeniable fact. Up here in the UK, the journalists have been, the newspapers were being given money, fortunes by government, by Bill Gates and others, to host a version of the narrative that was in the interests of the government and in, transnational corporations. And so they have absolutely betrayed the sacred oath of journalists, if there ever was such a thing. So we're not seeing journalism practiced at the moment. But the second part of the answer is journalists true to the faith are still out there. It's just that there's been the seesaw has swung, and those journalists that want to investigate, want to tell the truth, are in a marginalised minority at the moment. But as is evidenced by you and other journalists around the place, censored or silenced or finding it hard to get their message out or not, that instinct is there. It's a natural instinct for many people to burrow down into the debris in search of the truth.
I tell you what,
it will come back.
It's not easy because there are very few publications and broadcasters, as you well know, who are prepared to publish the truth. I mean, we have the Australian Spectator here, which has always held the line. We've got GB News of what you're doing, and we've got ADH TV here, but it's a lot of forest out there and not a lot of real trees going on. There's another quote that I think you might like from Will and Ariel Durant regarding freedom that I believe may be appropriate for the time that we live in. They said that nature smiles at the union of freedom and equality in our utopias. For freedom and equality are sworn and everlasting enemies, and when one prevails, the other dies. Would you agree?
Tell me that again. Let me listen to that for the second time.
Yeah, no problem. It's a wonderful book about the lessons of history for those who want to go and look it up.
Yes.
It says, nature smiles at the union of freedom and equality in our utopias. For freedom and equality are sworn and everlasting enemies, and when one prevails, the other dies.
Yes, I get that. Absolutely. You've got to be careful with any powerful medicine. Freedom, equality. You have to be. They always say, that fire is a good servant but a bad master. You've got to be ever vigilant. And if you're listening to people that take up something like freedom and anything goes, and that anything might be done in the pursuit of someone's idea of equality, all of these grand notions, all of the makings of grand narratives are potentially dangerous. What you need is balance. Back to that idea of the natural order of things. You mustn't let anything overbalance and get overmighty and too powerful. You need to have competing and contrasting ideas vying for position and trying to get their voice at all times. I would say, so you can't, one person's freedom might involve other people's captivity. And so that person's freedom at the cost of all that captivity is not desirable.